Ready for a deep dive. Today we're looking at Antal.ai, and let me tell you, this website, it's something else. It's a portfolio site, sure, but it's also like a showcase for what one person, totally passionate about AI, can create.
It really is amazing the breadth of projects on display here. You can tell right away this isn't some company trying to sell you something. This is one person's exploration of all the cool things you can do with computer vision and AI.
Totally. I mean, you've got everything from driver safety systems, which we see more and more of these days, to, get this, a bee attack detector.
It's a wild ride through all sorts of applications.
And what's really interesting, at least to a code geek like me, is the emphasis on C++ and efficiency. You don't see that every day, especially not with all the hype around Python and machine learning frameworks.
And that actually tells us a lot about how this creator thinks. See, C is known for its performance, right? Especially on these smaller devices with limited processing power. So it makes you think maybe they're not just building these projects for fun, but with real-world applications in mind.
Yeah, like imagine that bee attack detector actually built into a beehive, or a super efficient driver fatigue monitor embedded right in your car's dashboard.
Exactly. That's where C++ really shines in those resource-constrained environments. It's not just about making something work. It's about making it work well, even on a tiny computer.
So we've got driver fatigue, distraction detection, all super relevant in this age of increasingly automated vehicles.
And don't forget the increasing regulations around driver safety. The EU, for example, is mandating all sorts of advanced safety systems in new cars. So this creator, they're not just tinkering. They're potentially positioning themselves right at the forefront of where this technology is headed.
It's like they have their finger on the pulse of the future. But then, just when you think you've got them figured out, they hit you with something like that insect detector, monitoring beehives for attacks. It's brilliant and kind of adorable when you think about it.
It really highlights how adaptable computer vision is. We often get so caught up in the typical applications like facial recognition or self-driving cars, but Antal.ai is a great reminder that these techniques can be used for problems we might not even think of, like, saving the bees.
And saving beekeepers from a world of hurt. But hey, let's not forget about the potholes.
Ah, yes. The pothole detector. Another perfect example of taking a technology and finding unique, practical applications. You think, why hasn't this been done before?
It's like a scavenger hunt of practical uses for computer vision. But some of the projects are just plain cool, like that 500 FPS face tracking project. 500 frames per second. That's mind-blowing.
Right. And to achieve that level of speed with the accuracy they're claiming, that's really tough. Remember we were talking about C++. This is a perfect example of where it shines, squeezing every ounce of performance out of the system.
It's like they figured out how to do real-time facial recognition, and on what looks like a pretty standard laptop. And remember that pupil, iris, Clara detector? They've got a whole page dedicated to it, which is interesting.
It does make you wonder, right? I mean, they admit the accuracy isn't as high as some of their other projects, so what's the big deal?
Yeah, what's so special about detecting those specific parts of the eye?
Think about it. What if you could tell someone's emotional state just by looking at their eyes, or maybe even their cognitive workload? Pupil dilation is a subtle cue, but it can potentially reveal a lot about what's going on in someone's head.
It's like a window into the mind, and they're exploring that even if the technology is not perfect yet. Speaking of windows, we should probably take a peek at the About Me section. It's more than just a resume.
Oh yeah, it's a whole story. And you see this really interesting mix of professional experience, license plate recognition, sports performance analysis. It's like they're comfortable jumping between all sorts of different challenges.
Yeah, this isn't someone who shies away from a challenge. It's almost like they get bored easily, but in a good way, Every project is a new puzzle to solve. Oh, and then there's this little tidbit about a life-saving mobile application win.
Yeah, it's definitely intriguing. They don't give us a lot to go on, unfortunately.
Sure.
But they do mention a university competition being recognized as the most creative student. So clearly this passion for innovation has been there from the beginning.
This life-saving app, they don't say much about it, but winning a university competition, that's a story, and I kind of need to know more. It's like the secret sauce to winning university competitions is a life-saving app. Who knew? But seriously, what gets me about Antal.ai is that it's clear this person has talent, tons of it, but they're not taking themselves too seriously. It's playful, practical, and it makes you wonder why. Why put this much effort into a portfolio site?
I know. It's been bugging me too. Maybe it's as simple as this is just what gets them excited. They see a problem or even just a cool possibility and boom, they're off to the races. It's like this portfolio isn't just a resume, it's like a testament to pure curiosity.
And that curiosity, it leads to some seriously impressive results. Remember that 500 FPS face tracking? Most people would be happy just getting it to work, but not this creator. No. They're already thinking 10 steps ahead, like how could this be used for emotion recognition, maybe even lie detection? The possibilities are endless.
Right, and that's what makes this so fascinating. We always hear about AI in this abstract sense, but Antal.ai, it brings it all down to earth. Suddenly, AI isn't just some algorithm, it's real-world stuff with the potential to change how we live, work, even how we understand each other.
For sure. It's like they're saying, hey, look at what we can do if we just use a little imagination and some serious coding skills. And the range of what they can do, it's honestly kind of mind-blowing. Driver safety, infrastructure monitoring, heck, even peeking into the human psyche. And that's just scratching the surface.
That's true. And it reminds us that innovation, it doesn't always come from these big tech giants or super secret labs. Sometimes it starts with one person, a laptop, and a whole lot of passion.
Absolutely. So look, if you're ever feeling a little uninspired, or maybe you just need a reminder that one person really can make a difference, do yourself a favor and go check out Antal.ai. You'll come away with a newfound appreciation for the power of AI, no doubt, but you might just rediscover that joy of discovery, that spark that makes you want to dive into a new project and see what you can create. And who knows, maybe you'll even be inspired to start your own deep dive into the world of AI. Thanks for joining us.